You out here letting everybody your out. These dudes can't pull out a driveway, and now you gonna blame me because you collecting baby daddies like infinity stones, fam.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Alpha Central titled 39-year-old woman breaks down after realizing that she waited too long. They've honestly had more than enough chances, and now they are begging for more, it seems. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Locke the Bounty Hunter, so don't forget to subscribe to both of their channels, and let's jump right into it.
We're like very single.
Why would you say you guys are single?
High expectations and men not meeting those expectations.
Would you say your expectations are unrealistic though?
No, I think for my age, I make good money. I'm not a flop. I take good care of myself. Not everyone's bringing that to the table.
So what are you expecting him to bring to the table?
Make as much money as I do, be able to take care of me, and not be a flop, not talk to other women. And most guys want options, and that sucks.
How much would he have to bring to the table? You're more?
200.
So you want a guy that makes 200K?
Yeah.
The types of men who meet her standards have more options than her. He has a playboy bachelor lifestyle, and he isn't going to give that up for some woman who thinks that she's entitled to him simply because she exists.
So it's now been about 3 months since me and my ex split, and I'm realizing that I cannot afford my lifestyle. So much to the point where I actually miss that ugly cheater so much right now. Let that be the last time I decide to play detective or ask too many questions, because I can't do this. I really can't.
She's pretty much saying that she was with that guy for his money, and instead of being more responsible with her money, she's going to complain that she found out her financier was cheating on her.
I'm a single mom to a 2-year-old, and let me tell you where I've gone wrong in every dating situation I've been in since becoming a mother. So I've been in 1.5 relationships since having my son. We're not gonna talk about the half. We're just gonna focus on the one. Number one mistake, no dating process. I feel like I want a family and I want a unit and I want to be loved so bad. I ignore the dating process. When in reality, this is something that is so necessary. And upon reflection, I need it. I need a dating process.
She doesn't want to talk about the half relationship because it was clearly a situationship, but she's going to gloss over that one and complain about how she can't get a date as a single mother.
You need to be courted by a man. If you want a high value man, if you want a man to match your energy as a confident, successful woman, they need to court you.
Modern women honestly destroy dating. They have spent the better part of the last 20 years bashing men for existing and refusing to take any traditional role whatsoever, but they still expect men to act like 19th century gentlemen and court them.
Why is it that when you are a woman in your 40s and you go out, the first thing that people ask is, are you married and do you have children? Why is it the normal to expect that? And when I say no, I'm single and I don't have children, people look at me like I have leprosy or something. Like, it is okay that I am a woman in my 40s and I don't have children by choice. I'm happy and I'm okay with that, and everyone else should be too. So, yeah.
People look at her as if she has leprosy because it's not normal for a single woman in her 40s to be childless. If she is, then there's clearly something wrong with her, and society isn't going to celebrate that kind of a failure.
What's your age, ladies?
We're both 45.
45.
Why do you think she's still single?
She's very picky.
What are some of her standards?
She wants someone to be very polished, I would say, put together. She needs them to have a plan, not only in their own life, but for her as well.
How much money does he need to make?
Good question.
No set amount of money.
When she says that she wants somebody who's polished, that just means money. He must have a good paying job and dress nicely for her. Those men do exist, right? But they're not exactly looking to take 45-year-old single women seriously.
So he could be making 45K as a manager at Moxie's?
No, don't be crazy.
Well, why does that make me crazy though?
That's crazy talk. That's
So-
poverty here.
So what's your minimum in Miami?
I don't know. Gotta have a lot of savings, 401k, robust stuff. I don't know.
Does he need to match you or be higher?
Grossly exceed what I'm bringing.
Okay. So
Well,
Bob,
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I have a lot of money.
Ballpark figure then, where would he need to be?
At least 150 in Miami.
Yeah, at least 150. I think we're of a certain age. It's not that hard to do that.
She keeps bringing up money, right? He must have a high salary, retirement benefits, be well put together, etc. But she's mentioned no other qualities that she's looking for, because it seems like money is all that matters these days.
In addition to body count, men also care about age.
That's another weird thing that just is the way the world works. You
It's
know?
not weird.
It's weird.
It's not explainable necessarily, or at least
Well,
I can't.
I can
you?
articulate
Yeah.
why men care about it.
Yeah,
It comes
that
down
makes
to
sense.
fertility.
Yeah.
Young women are more fertile. A man who's 40 doesn't want to date a woman who's 40 because the chance
Yeah.
that she's going to be able to conceive and bring the pregnancy to term and have a healthy baby, the
Sense.
chance of birth defects starts increasing dramatically after 35. The chance of miscarriage after 35 is quite high.
It's not that she can't explain it, it's that she doesn't want to understand why men prefer younger women. He expects men to change their biological nature just to make her happy.
What are your thoughts, I guess? I'm curious on the difference between like when an older woman dates a lot younger guy versus like
I
the
think they're
reverse.
both totally fine. I think generally speaking, though, men are more often shamed if a guy who's 30 is
I
dating
agree.
a 20-year-old. A lot of women want to claim that that's somehow like predatory, or even we've had women come on the show and claim it's P word. We have a word for women dating younger men. It's cougars.
It's interesting how when an older woman goes after a young guy, she's called a cougar. Even though a cougar is a vicious predator, mind you, but men get significantly more offensive titles.
My girlfriend has shared custody with her ex of her 4-year-old little boy. And she said every time he comes home from a visit, he doesn't listen, he's throwing fits, he's aggressive, he's just all over the place crying. She's like, I don't know what to do to make the transition easier, and I don't know why he's doing this. And I said, all I can do is tell you what I've been through with similar things. And the first thing I always try to do is put myself in my kid's shoes. And if he is going to his dad's house and his dad's very, very, very stern, he can't let his emotions out. He can't say how he really feels. He's scared to get in trouble.
That 4-year-old kid has been put in an unfair situation where his family has been broken up. He now has to spend separate time with his mother and father. Of course, he's going to be having a rough time, and that's somehow the father's fault.
He's like, ugh. And then he gets home and he's with the person that he feels safest.
So let's go ahead and burst the bubble on this video. I hear this all the time, how these single mothers claim that they're the safe space for their kids, so their kids can act like little... You're not the safe space, okay? The reality of the situation is, the chances are the kid is acting out this way because he doesn't want to be at your house. He wants to be at dad's house, but he doesn't have the words to tell you. He doesn't have the ability to explain that to you, so he acts out. He acts up. He's disrespectful. That's the truth of the matter. This isn't that hard to figure out, but instead of looking at yourself in the mirror and going, maybe I'm the problem, you guys just want to blame dad. That's the problem.
The sad thing is, even if the kid did have the words to tell his mother that he wants to live at his dad's house, she would get furious with the child and accuse the father of manipulating her child against her. It's not actually about what the child wants, it's about what she wants.
43 years old, and I have been single for about 3 years. About 3.5 years ago, the person who I have a baby with, him and I split up. It's because things have happened. People evolve at different rates, or sometimes just stuff happens. For me, it was really important for my child to see that everyone deserves happiness, and for her to see what real love is like. So
that's one of the most selfish things a mother can do to their child. This mother clearly put her own happiness in front of the children's happiness, or child's, excuse me, and the mental well-being of that child. It's not right.
I do talk a lot about being single on here, and truth be told, I'm not. I met somebody September of 2024, and there have been times where we have not been all the way together by way of circumstance, but also just because there's been some kind of wonky things that have happened thus far in the relationship. I'm not going to divulge those wonky things, but I do understand them. I, for one, go into fight or flight very, very easily, and that is just because of unhealed stuff, I think, from last relationships. I used to go into fight really easily, and now it's flight. So anything that happens that I don't like, I'm like, bye.
She's not going to explain those wonky things because she's clearly at fault and hasn't figured out a way to spin it to make her look like a victim. Rest assured, once she has a flimsy argument, she'll be online to explain everything.
I don't know if I'm going to actually post this, but earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce.
So this woman is currently going viral for this video she made where she said that she asked her husband for a divorce but hasn't gone through with it yet because, in her words, he is perfect. It's just that there's something missing. She goes on to ask TikTok if anyone else has ever felt that way in their marriages, and if so, how they went on to fix it. But people were having a hard time giving advice because it didn't make sense. So he's perfect, but also not good enough? Like, here were some comments that I found particularly noteworthy. Your story is my story. Then 20 years later, turns out I was just bored and immature. Worst mistake of my life, divorcing a good man.
That sums it up almost perfectly with these women. They get married, they start families, but never mature past the age of 12. They get bored, they blame the husband, they file for divorce, and then they ruin everybody's lives.
When I filed for divorce, the last word I would use to describe him would be perfect. Girl, if you have a good man, stay with him. A lot of people started speculating that maybe she had already been unfaithful, that she was the problem, and people even found her husband to warn him what she was posting about him, to which she made a video saying that he knows and doesn't care. And ladies, I just need to womansplain something about men real quick. If a man says that he doesn't care, he either genuinely doesn't care, or he knows that the inevitable fallout from expressing any opposing belief is not going to be worth the battle, so he just pretends he doesn't care.
The thing is, it doesn't matter if her husband cares or not that she's posting her cringe. She doesn't care either way. She's getting endless amounts of attention at his expense, so she's not going to care what he has to say about it.
In this case, though, I'm gonna guess it's the latter, because you've literally described him as a perfect husband, and yet, to you, he's still not good enough. It's like he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Or maybe I'm wrong and he genuinely does not mind his marital issues being made into a public spectacle for complete strangers to judge and interfere with. But honestly, if you already have 3 kids with a guy and you still can't figure out why you don't like him, it might be you. You might be the problem.
It's crazy how careless some of these women are. Divorcing the perfect man because he's not good enough is perfectly rational, but trying to put in the effort to make the marriage last is insanity.
I'm a single mom of 3, okay? And regardless, I have to hold it down for my kids because I don't have a choice. None of their dads do my kids. And I don't ever complain, but about to hear me vent today because I'm just so angry. Like, I just do everything for my kids on my own all the time. And it makes me so mad that these guys just come out here and have babies and they don't their kids. And let me tell you who's the real gangster, because it's not you.
She chose to sleep with these men. She was the one who had those men's children, and now she's shocked that a bunch of deadbeats she slept with don't want to take care of their kids.
It's not you that's been in and out of prison not taking care of your kids, because I'm sure that a lot of you women can relate. The gangsters are the ones out here raising our kids on our own, trying to figure out, because instead of making excuses, going to prison so we don't have to take responsibility of our actions, what do? We do the best that we can. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired.
The solution to her problem is to simply not keep going after felons and being a bit more responsible when it comes to her bedroom partners. It's that simple.
It'd be 45 next month. And I don't know if this is like a product of just aging, but after being single for 5 years, I cannot imagine ever wanting to have a man in my space. I'm okay without that. Every now and then I am compelled to download like Bumble or Hinge, and as soon as I get a message from a man, I get the ick.
Women like this are a lost cause. They clearly have emotional damage, trust issues, and other things that they refuse to deal with. And it's come to the point where they are lonely, but they get disgusted at the thought of actually talking to a man.
I really just have no interest in dating or anything. And I often wonder, like, is this how it's going to be for me forever? Like, my 20s, all I could think about was men. And now in my 40s, a hard pass.
The answer to her question is yes. That is indeed how the rest of her life is going to be. This is the end result of wasting your youth with parties and chasing after Chad. You end up old, bitter, confused, and far too damaged.
I deleted my dating apps 3 days ago, and this is not a joke. I'm actually crying. Because so much of the swiping is like to make myself feel validation from an outside source that ends up leaving me feeling far more empty. And my person is not on Bumble right now. Like, they're not on Bumble. My love story is better than that.
She thinks her life is just one gigantic movie and that her true love is out there in the world just waiting for her. But there aren't too many men who want to deal with a woman who is clearly going through dating app withdrawals.
My love story is something magical, and call that some, childhood Disney princess conditioning, whatever. Like, I just know that in my soul that it's going to be grand, and they're not on Bumble. And it's hard. It's really hard to delete them all and then be left with myself and left with that spaciousness.
This whole idea that she's going to meet her soulmate in some magical way is just straight up delusional. Most of us learn by the age of 8 that reality is not some grand movie.
Anyway, I am so pissed off. I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. If you're a straight man, I need your opinion on this desperately because I think I'm right and clearly he thinks that he's right. So we matched on Hinge and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me. While we were out on our coffee / walking date, within the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. That seems so dramatic to me. And also, everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
She literally admitted to catfishing a guy with AI generated photos, and she's offended that the guy didn't appreciate being lied to. Modern women will take photos of almost anything, and if they're resorting to AI, it really shows how little they have to offer the man. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.